Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I am so grateful that you are here. My name is Nikki and I channel messages from movies and TV shows using tarot and oracle cards. And I'm excited and honored to be doing a reading for you today. In this video, I will be channeling messages from zombie films. And I am a huge horror movie fan. I have been my entire life. And we are entering October, as today is October 1st. So this is the season of watching all things horror. Now, I actually do watch horror all year round, but there is something about watching it during October that just sets my soul on fire and makes me even more happy. I love the fall, I love Halloween, I love anything pumpkin, and I am just so excited to have had this inspired idea to create this YouTube video. I actually had this dream where it was like I was in a movie and I was trying to navigate my way through this house that I had no idea who the house even belonged to. But I opened this door and the hallway is literally filled with all of these zombies. And they saw me, they they started charging for me. So I had to hurry up and shut the door and find some place to hide. And before the zombies found me, I woke up. And that's usually the case when it comes to dreams like this. But that is what inspired this video. And zombie movies are totally my jam. I have loved them since I was a young kid. And there's just something about them that has really resonated with my soul through the years. So I hope you're a zombie fan as well. And all three of the movies that are making an appearance in this video all receive 5 stars from me. They are that good and I recommend them all. So how the reading will work. In the next part of the video, you will see 3 different piles. Please meditate on the pile that is speaking to you and go to the timestamps that I provide down below directly for your reference. And also, a lot of very general messages come through, so if you find a message does not resonate for you, that's 100% okay. Don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. So let's jump into some channeled messages from some zombie movies. Hey pile number 1, welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. Your film is the 2013 movie Warm Bodies, directed by Jonathan Levine, starring Nicholas Hoult, Teresa Palmer, Leo Tipton, and John Malkovich. And the synopsis says, after a zombie becomes involved with the girlfriend of one of his victims, their romance sets in motion a sequence of events that might transform the entire lifeless world. Okay, so let's see what your cards have to say. And disclaimer, there will be spoilers that come through the reading. So if you have not seen Warm Bodies, please be mindful of that as we progress forward. And also, a lot of very general messages come through. So if you find something doesn't resonate for you, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. Your first card is the 7 of Cups. Okay, so with this card, Spirit is showing me that you have many different options before you. And you're getting to the point where a decision must be made. And there are feelings of overwhelm and fear, that are bringing this extra layer of apprehension as you don't want to make the wrong choice. Some of the choices before you are merely illusions and facades, and they don't represent your authentic truth. But I can see you already feel this on a soul level. In the film Warm Bodies, the zombie apocalypse has been going on for 8 years. One zombie in particular, named R, played by Nicholas Hoult, spends most of his time in an airport with other members of the undead. He has a best friend named M, played by Rob Corddry. They have developed a means of communicating with each other through grunting and moaning. R doesn't have a heartbeat and craves human brains because when he eats them, he feels alive because he has access to his victims' memories. One day, when the zombies are hunting for food, they run into Julia Grigio, played by Teresa Palmer, and a group of her friends. When R sees Julie, his heart beats for the first time. And this is the moment where love is activated within him. On the card, I'm drawn to how the man is holding on to a cup here that contains the moon. And this is an energy of hanging on to something that isn't true to your heart. And with the clouds in the background that are all around this hot air balloon here, I feel this represents confusion that likes to cloud judgment. There's one scene in particular where M tries to attack Julie and R saves her. M is confused and keeps saying, "Eat," over and over. He doesn't understand why R doesn't want to eat her too. So Spirit is showing me there may be some people around you who don't understand the path you want to take. And these people are used to the old way of doing things. They are not used to someone who goes against the grain. And this is what R does. He stops feeding on humans because love has been activated in his heart. And he continues to follow the love he feels instead of doing what he has always done. He chooses to break the pattern. Spirit is saying to make decisions based on what it is you truly want and not what others expect of you. If a decision feels more difficult in nature, making a list of pros and cons to gain clarity could help. Do not settle for less than you deserve. What is it that makes your heart beat, pile number one? Hone in on that and take action in that direction. You'll find the cloudy energy dissipates when you do. Your next card is Gossip. Okay, so this card is a reiteration of the last card here of the Seven of Cups. I feel you are someone who is letting go of toxic patterns, one of which very well could be gossip, as this card is showing. And gossip can be difficult to let go of because it's also a trauma response. When we've been hurt badly in the past, gossip can be a go-to mechanism to help ourselves feel better. But every time a person gossips, no one benefits from it. It hurts the person being gossiped about, the person being gossiped to, and the person doing the gossiping. It's a poisonous, energetic exchange that also incurs karma. What we put out, we get back. And if you find you're attracting people into your life who gossip, this is a test to see how you respond to it. Are you really ready to let gossip go? Do you shut down the gossip? Or do you find you still engage with it? This is actually a shadow trait of mine as well, so I know how hard it can be to let go of. But with awareness, you can learn how to respond to it differently each time you find yourself in a gossiping situation. I also see some people won't understand why you're not choosing to gossip with them anymore. Some of them may actually attack you verbally or begin gossiping about you behind your back. In the film, R's friend M doesn't understand why he doesn't want to continue to eat people anymore. They have grown accustomed to harming humans to live. And an interesting thing happens, though. As R stayed strong in choosing not to engage in the toxic pattern anymore, it gave the other zombies permission to do the same. They saw that if R could do it, so could they. And their hearts began to beat just as ours did when he first saw Julie. This is the power that one light can have on the world. And Spirit wants you to remember how powerful you are. I'm also being shown the zombies in the film that are referred to as bonies. And these are the zombies that have completely lost their humanity. They shed their own human flesh and eat anything that has a heartbeat. So as loving energy begins to bring the zombies back to life, the bonies get angered and attempt to prevent it from happening. Spirit is emphasizing the importance of walking away from people who want to keep you small. Loving connections support you and are excited to see you succeed. They won't be threatened by your success or try to sabotage you from doing so. And walking away from connections like this shows the universe that you value yourself as a person and that you are in a place where you know you deserve loving connections. Another interesting thing that happens when you choose to go against the grain is how you'll see that some people choose to rise with you. A lot of people actually do want to do the healing on themselves. All it takes is for one person to be strong enough to show that it's possible. And I feel a tremendous amount of energy that you are someone who is here to do just that. As we move forward with courage, we help create a powerful ripple effect of healing in the world. We are all in this together, my friend. Your next card is an affirmation card, and it says, I am deeply fulfilled by all that I do. And on the back it says, each moment of the day is special to me as I follow my higher instincts and listen to my heart. I am at peace with my world and affairs. Well, we'll just put this over here. Okay, so as the card states, this is a time to follow your higher instincts and listen to your heart. The more you are at peace with yourself and the world, the more peace you cultivate. In the film, we learn early on that R is not a typical zombie. He actually collects things and loves music. As he finds things, he brings them back to an airplane that he is staying in. So Spirit is showing me that you are a soul who craves depth. You don't like to keep things surface level. Experiencing the creativity that other people bring activates your own creativity from within. And with the airplane scene coming through, you may also be someone who loves to travel and explore the world. But there's an energy of not doing it as much as you would like, as the airplane remains stationary in the film. I also feel some of you are being called to journey or travel somewhere, and doing so would bring great fulfillment to your soul. I also feel a lot of creative energy and see some of you been putting a lot of passion and effort into your creations or projects. Spirit is saying that by feeling deeply fulfilled with all that you do and create, this will bring a more harmonizing energy into your life. Some of you have been in isolation and loneliness for quite some time, but this period is coming to an end as you continue to move forward with love. In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter what you choose to do here on earth as long as it fulfills you and brings you joy. If you don't feel fulfilled by something that you're doing, it's time to move in the direction of what does. And a lot of people ask what their purpose is. And the truth is that our purpose is happiness and moving away from anything that doesn't bring that. I'm also seeing Julie's boyfriend, Perry, played by Dave Franco. Toward the beginning of the film, R kills Perry and feeds on his brains. And he sees Perry's past memories of when he was a child watching fireworks. And also the time he got into a fight with the school bully. And also the first time he and Julie told each other, "I love you." And on the back of the card here, it says, "Each moment of the day is special to me." So Spirit is saying that each memory we hold is special as well. Every moment in our lives matter. And because R was so disconnected from his own emotions and feelings, he fed on people to ultimately feel what they felt. He wanted to remember what it felt like to be alive. And this is how we are meant to live each day. What makes you feel alive, pile number 1? Your last card is Be Assertive. The happy balance between passiveness and aggressiveness is being assertive. And this is something R struggled with in the movie. After he kills Perry, he leads Julie back to his airplane and keeps her safe from the other zombies. This is where she learns that she doesn't have to be frightened of him. They start building a deep connection with one another, and as she's looking through his things, she tells him that he shrugs too much, and that he needs to stop doing that. So basically, she pointed out a pattern of his passiveness. His aggressive side shows through when he resorts to harming humans and eating them. And ultimately, as the film goes on, he learns to harness both energies, which leads to him becoming more assertive. Julie's dad, General Grigio, played by John Malkovich, doesn't believe the zombies are capable of healing themselves. Julie tries to explain to him that the zombies need their help, and he refuses to listen. R asserts himself at this moment. He knows he runs the risk of being killed by General Grigio, but he takes that risk and attempts to help him see reason. General Grigio still chooses to believe that zombies can't be helped. Julie's friend Nora, played by Leo Tipton, steps in and holds a gun on General Grigio so R and Julie can safely leave. So Spirit is saying it's time to take matters into your own hands. Get clear on how you feel and have courage and self-confidence to pursue your heart's desires. Stop putting your happiness on the back burner in order to make others happy. You can create a safe environment for yourself by setting boundaries and sticking to them. And never apologize for seeing to your own needs. Wow, pile number 1. That is all that I am seeing. Very powerful messages coming through the film Warm Bodies. If you enjoyed the reading, if it resonated, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye! Hey pile number 2, welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. Your film is from 2016, and it's the movie Train to Busan, directed by Yong Sang-ho, starring Gong Yoo, Kim Soo-an, and Young Yoo-mi. The synopsis says, martial law is declared when a mysterious viral outbreak pushes Korea into a state of emergency. Those on an express train to Busan, a city that has successfully fended off the viral outbreak, must fight for their own survival. Okay, pile number 2. Let's see what your cards have to say. And disclaimer, there will be spoilers that come through the reading. So if you have not seen Train to Busan, please be mindful of that as we move forward. And also a lot of very general messages come through. So if you find a certain message does not resonate for you, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. Your first card is the Four of Cups. Okay, so Spirit is showing me feelings of disillusionment with this card. The Four of Cups can also represent missed opportunities or feeling like you have missed an opportunity. Spirit wants you to remember that your dreams are 100% possible, and it's important for you to keep believing in them. It's also time to get really honest with yourself. And as you do, you'll find it's easier to align with the things that bring you the most happiness and joy. In the beginning of the film, a fund manager named Seok Woo, played by Gong Yoo, is a workaholic and also divorced. He has a strained relationship with his young daughter Suan, played by Kim Suan. He isn't present in their relationship because he works all the time. After a long day of work, he goes to speak with Suan as it's her birthday. He gives her a gift, and it's a Nintendo Wii. And she looks very upset by the gift, though. And Seok Woo sees that she already has a Wii sitting on her desk. He apologizes and asks if she would like something else. Suan tells him she wants to take a train to Busan to see her mother. And in the very next scene, he watches a video of Suan singing a song in front of her class. But she gets stage fright and can't go on. And this is due to her dad not being there to see her sing. So he grants his daughter's wish to take a train to Busan to see her mother for her birthday. So Spirit is showing me how some of you would love to have a career or job that allows you to spend more time with your family. I also feel the energy of a very loving child around some of you. This could be your own child, a child you're related to, or a child you know in some way. And this child feels their emotions strongly. I also see they have no problem telling you how they feel and what it is they need. Spirit is showing me how Suan communicates with her father in the film. When the zombie apocalypse begins, Seok Woo just wants to look out for himself and his daughter. He isn't interested in helping anyone else. He even tells Suan that she doesn't need to be so good to people and that she needs to look out for herself. She yells at him and says, "You don't care about anybody but yourself." And tears are streaming down her face. The camera then cuts to Seok Woo's face, and you can see that she has gotten to him. And that is the beautiful thing about this film. Suan is the one who helps Seok Woo to feel again. And the way that he and the other people fight the zombies feels like a metaphor for fighting for life and passion and joy. I'm actually seeing the scene where a man on the train named Sang Hwa, played by Ma Dong-seok, is trying to prevent a horde of zombies from getting through one of the train doors. He ends up getting bit, but he fights until the very end. And he tells Seok Woo to make sure that his pregnant wife, Sung Yong, stays safe. He lets the doors open, but he picks up one of the zombies right away and he uses it as a shield to hold them off until he eventually turns into a zombie too. and the infection spreads very fast in this movie. So I'm picking up on a lot of divine masculine energy. And regardless of gender, you are someone who people feel safe and protected with. I also feel you're a fierce protector of children. I'm definitely seeing a lot of healing energy taking place here. And on the card, there is a man speaking to a therapist. He's laying down in this chair, and the therapist is sitting in a chair here. This could be something you're doing right now or even thinking about doing. I'm also feeling an energy that some of you have received a past life regression recently, or you're about to receive one. And this is really beautiful because I see you're being shown examples of healthy masculine energy. I'm also seeing that this wasn't something you grew up with. So you're becoming aware of the patterns to heal right now. I feel father healing as well as inner child work. And your masculine energy is being healed, and you're breaking generational curses within your lineage. There's also a scene in the film that shows a flashback to the day Suwon was born, and her father is holding her. And I see the day you became a parent was one of the happiest days of your life. I can also see some of you looked into your child's eyes and vowed to give them the best life ever. For those of you who are parents, you're a wonderful one. Don't let anything get in the way of making memories with those you love. A job will always be there the next day. With our loved ones, we don't know what will happen tomorrow. Love them hard in the present moment right now. Next card is Balance. I'm drawn to the angry people on the card here. So I'm feeling there are some resentments and hostilities with some of the people in your life. But I also feel you're working hard to balance the energy, as the man in the background is holding a scale. I also feel that as you've been doing the healing work on yourself, some people have turned their backs on you. This is because you have been reflecting their shadow to them, and they are resisting the work you have been doing on yourself. On another note, some of these people are having a hard time forgiving you for something you did. And I see you are someone who wants to right their wrongs. One thing that is very powerful is to send these people loving kindness. Doing a loving kindness meditation where you visualize sending them love and wishing them well shifts energy in a very powerful way. In the film, I'm being shown all of the baseball players on the train. There's one scene where they get off the train and go into the station, and they all get blindsided by a massive horde of zombies. The baseball players are running down the stairs, and all but one of them get attacked. And one baseball player named Yeong-guk, played by Choi Woo-shik, sits back in shock and watches his fellow teammates get attacked. He's helpless in this situation and can't really do anything to help them. So Spirit is showing me how some people feel like you left them behind or weren't able to help in some way. Or you could be feeling this way as well. And Spirit wants you to know that there are some situations where we are unable to help others. It's meant to be that way for a reason. This doesn't mean we can't try to do the best we can, but some situations blindside us and make it difficult to do anything to help. So whatever you're feeling guilty about, it's time to let this go and forgive yourself. I'm also feeling a general message coming through for some of you who were actually involved on a baseball team or a sports group of some sort. I feel a lot of anger towards you for shining very bright on the team. Someone said something that derailed your confidence and self-esteem. And whatever this person said, they said it out of jealousy because they were threatened. And what they said was not true. For some of you, I feel like it was your actual coach or even your own father. For others, it was members of the team. Whatever you love to do, never allow someone to make you feel guilty for being good at what you do. Let this fuel you to shine even brighter. Setting boundaries with people who want to dim your light will bring more balance into your life. And people who are not for you will naturally fall away, allowing the right people to come in. Balance is key at this time, pile number 2. Your next card is an affirmation, and it's, "My thoughts are creative." The back it says, "I say out to every negative thought that comes into my mind. No person, place, or thing has any power over me, for I am the only thinker in my mind. I create my own reality and everyone in it." Your thoughts are powerful, okay? So powerful, in fact, that they create the world you live in. The good news is that we can control our thoughts. When we notice our thoughts spinning out of control in a negative way, it brings awareness because we are noticing them. Now, if negative emotions are coming up, it's important to process them and feel what you feel. But as the card states, no person, place, or thing has any power over you, as you are the only thinker in your mind. I'm being shown Yeon Suk, played by Kim Yoo-sung. He's definitely the biggest villain in the film besides the zombies themselves. His character represents a dark side of humanity that is enshrouded in selfishness. This man throws many people to the zombies in order to save himself. And it's an interesting metaphor in the film, as Suwon told her dad earlier that he only cared about himself. Seok-woo comes to the realization that he is nothing like Yeon Suk, and that he does care about people. It's very telling that the ending is a showdown between them both. There's also a scene where Yeon Suk barricades one of the doors on the train to prevent the other passengers from getting through, which would have left them with the zombies. So Spirit is showing me a masculine energy in your life, most likely your father for a lot of you, who closed their heart off to love due to having been hurt in the past. Barricading the train door is indicative of closing oneself off. I'm also seeing a lot of instances of having created something and being told it wasn't good, or poking at it in some way. Some of you may have also felt like this person left you to the wolves, or in a dire situation to figure out all on your own. Spirit is saying it's time to take your power back from this person. They projected their wounds and pain onto you. But the difference between you and this person is that you know how to handle the pain and transmute it. You know how to feel. You've been doing it your whole life, even when you weren't aware you were doing it. And by doing so, you've energetically helped your lineage heal. So pile number 2, your thoughts are creative. Any negative thing this person said to you, flip that thought to the opposite. For example, if they said you weren't creative, you can train your mind to think, I am creative, and I inspire others with my creativity. And one of your biggest strengths, my friend, is the ability to keep your heart open when other people have tried so hard to get you to keep it closed. Only you have the final say with that. Take your power back. Your last card is Big Happy Changes. good things are in store for you. And I love this as it's the last card in your reading. This means it's ending on a very good note. I always love when that happens. These big happy changes are happening because of your good heart, okay? You may be required to take some leaps of faith at this time, but rest assured they're leading to your highest good. You can trust the good opportunities that are coming your way. They never would have made it to you unless you were genuinely ready for them. The zombie apocalypse changed Siak Wu. In the beginning, he had a strained relationship with his daughter, but all the stress and chaotic energy brought out his ability to feel and truly connect with her. He learned how badass he was and how fierce of a protector he is of people. He was just so disconnected from himself that he couldn't see the love that was already in front of him. I don't want to completely spoil the ending of this film for those of you who haven't seen it, but Spirit is showing me the ending, which is very metaphorical in the sense of letting go and choosing not to hurt those we love anymore. It's being willing to look at our deepest shadows and saying, I choose love instead. I choose to show up with love. I choose to keep my heart open and break patterns that have held my lineage back. These are all things you're in the process of doing right now, my friend. Relationships are being restored. You're being led to your dream job, and major healing is taking place. Allow yourself to receive the big happy changes that are coming into your life. You deserve them and are worthy of them as well. Wow, pile number 2. Very powerful messages, very beautiful reading, and I love Train to Busan. Definitely check it out if you have not seen it. Thank you. Those are your messages from Train to Busan. If your reading resonated, if you enjoyed it, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye. Hey, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you are here. Your film is from 1978, and it's the movie Dawn of the Dead, directed by George A. Romero, starring David Emge, Ken Foree, Scott Reiniger, and Galen Ross. And the synopsis says, during an ever-growing epidemic of zombies that have risen from the dead, 2 Philadelphia SWAT team members, a traffic reporter, and his television executive girlfriend seek refuge in a secluded shopping mall. Okay, pile number 3, let's see what your cards have to say. And disclaimer, there will be spoilers that come through the reading, so if you've not seen Dawn of the Dead, please be mindful of that as we move forward. And also a lot of very general messages come through, so if you find a message doesn't resonate for you, don't try to force something that does not fit. Only take what resonates and leave what does not. Your first card is the Emperor. You are a leader, my friend. And Spirit is showing me how you know how to keep a cool head in very stressful situations. This is an opportune time to focus on your resources and manage your time wisely. Your grounded energy is an asset to everyone you encounter. In the movie Dawn of the Dead, I'm being shown Peter Washington, played by Ken Foree. He's the ultimate badass in this movie, and he always seems to know the right thing to say in every situation. He thinks of solutions quickly because of how grounded he is. At the beginning, he makes the decision to team up with SWAT team member Roger DeMarco, played by Scott Reiniger. Roger has a friend named Stephen Andrews, played by David M.G., who is looking to escape the city with his girlfriend, Fran Parker, played by Galen Ross. They have found a helicopter to use to escape in the midst of the zombie apocalypse outbreak taking place. And this film is action-packed from beginning to end. And if you're a zombie fan, this would totally be your jam, as there is no shortage of zombies. They are pretty much in every single scene. So, when the helicopter that they are escaping in runs out of fuel, they find they have to stop, and they encounter some close calls along the way. But in the process, they also find a shopping mall and decide to take up residence in it, as it would provide all the basic necessities they would need. They eliminate all of the zombies in the mall and then block off all of the entrances. So Spirit is also showing me how well you work in groups of people. You're someone who is a team player, and this contributes to your strong traits of being a leader. You don't just lead pile number 3. You help create other leaders in the process. Also, if there's ever a zombie apocalypse, I'm hitting y'all up because I know you are already prepared for it. And I'm definitely feeling some energy of some doomsday preppers on this reading here. So, Spirit is actually drawing me back to the card itself. I'm drawn to Edgar Allan Poe. I feel that some of you enjoy reading his work or even love to write. And you definitely have a story to tell. And some of you are being called to write a book, start a blog, or even write a screenplay. I also feel some of you are doing some very strong shadow work at this time. And Spirit is saying journaling out your feelings will bring clarity, as I'm drawn to the single candle bringing light to the situation that's sitting on his desk here. I'm also drawn to the moon in the background of the card. So if you can see that, it's nighttime in the window and the moon's reflecting through the window. Some of you just purged a lot of negative energy during the supermoon we just had a few nights ago. And I'm right there with you because I did the same thing. This moon revealed some very dark patterns to release, and the effects from doing this work will linger for a little bit. This is because it's a shakeup to our system. We've been used to the old way of doing things, so getting used to the new energy will take some time. I see that your Emperor energy is not used to this, as you're someone who is very in control, and feeling like you're out of control doesn't sit well with you. But keeping your energy grounded will help you stay in control within yourself, while things outside of you remain out of your control. Meditation, getting out in nature, and ultimate self-care are key at this time. Next card is Recovery. Yeah, you're in an optimal healing phase right now. But I do feel an energy of wanting to help and heal others as well. And this is very admirable. But Spirit is bringing through a stern message here, though. It's important to remember that you're not responsible for healing other people. I do feel you're a very powerful healer, but a true healer helps activate another person to heal themselves. I'm drawn to the man on the card blowing out a key. You have powerful key messages with your words that can help activate healing with other people. And with the Emperor card coming out at the beginning, Spirit is saying it's important to let go of control in regards to when people receive the healing. I too received this messages. I was actually walking outside a few weeks ago, and I came across this cricket that was lying on its back, and it was struggling. So I flipped it over to put it back on its feet, and it immediately flipped back over on its back. I flipped it back over another 2 times before I realized that it did not want my help. So I let go and let the cricket be. As healers, we must understand that not everyone wants help or advice. In the film, Roger and the team go on a mission to continue to secure the mall from zombies. But unfortunately, Roger ends up getting bit in the arm and on the leg. His friends do everything to try to prevent him from turning into a zombie. Fran gives him a lot of medicine, and they even put Roger in a wheelbarrow so that they can all explore the mall together. He still eventually turns into a zombie, though. None of them could prevent it from happening. So Spirit is saying we cannot force or control healing in others. People have to exert their free will to receive it. This doesn't mean to not share your messages or stop using your healing abilities. Share your light and let people come to you. Those who want healing will begin to ask you questions and seek more information. I also feel an energy of continuing to focus on your own healing at this time. And this is because we cannot serve outside of ourselves until we serve within ourselves first. So making self-care a priority in the early part of your day is crucial before doing any other work. And Spirit is also saying thank you for the healing that you've already done. And your ancestors are celebrating this as well and are very excited to see how you continue to grow. Keep up the good work, my friend. Your next card is an affirmation. It says, I am worth loving. And on the back it says, I do not have to earn love. I am lovable because I exist. Others reflect the love I have for myself. With this card coming out, Spirit is showing me how some of you have been rejected by someone in the love department. I'm also seeing some instances of marriage proposals being turned down. Whatever happened here, pile number 3, it never defined your worthiness or indicated that you didn't deserve love. We all experience rejection in some way, shape, or form. But rejection is a message that there's something even better in store for you. In the film, Stephen is in a relationship with Fran. He does everything to try to make her happy, but she treats him terribly. There's one scene where Peter makes a nice dinner for the couple and leaves them alone to be together. Stephen gives Fran a ring symbolizing marriage. She gives him back the ring, saying it wouldn't be right to take it because it wouldn't be real. And you can see that Stephen is heartbroken by this. There's also a scene where they have just been intimate together and they're laying in a bed. And both of them have miserable looks on their faces. Stephen kept trying to earn her love when she wasn't reciprocating his feelings. And this continued to create more and more resentment. When it comes to love, the people in our lives will reflect the love we have for ourselves. And you don't need to earn anyone's love. You are lovable as you are. Walk away from anyone who doesn't see your value or worth. And doing so shows the universe that you're not messing around. And then you'll find loving connections that make their way into your life effortlessly. Your last card is Choose a New Direction. There's something in your life that isn't providing fulfillment for you. And Spirit is saying you can choose a new direction anytime you want. You can feel on a soul level there is something more meant for you. And you're not feeling this way for no reason. At the very end of the film, a group of bikers take over the mall, which brings a lot of zombies into the area. Stephen and Peter devise a plan to hide in some vents to take out the bikers. Stephen ends up getting bit, and he turns into a zombie. He leads a horde of zombies to where Peter and Fran are hiding. This forces Fran to escape to the roof and start up the helicopter. Peter says he's going to stay behind. As zombies begin piling into the room, Peter stays in a back room waiting for them to enter. As the zombies start coming into the room, something activates within Peter, and he decides he doesn't want to go out this way. He chose a new direction. He starts punching the zombies and throwing them out of the way, and he manages to climb up the ladder to safety without getting bit. It's pretty badass. And he and Fran escape together in the helicopter. So if you're in a toxic environment, you can choose a new direction and leave. You don't have to put up with the toxic energy anymore. I'm also feeling an energy of not giving up on something and to choose a direction where you keep taking action. But whatever you choose is up to you. But I do see there is a path that would bring you more happiness and joy. And oftentimes we stay in toxic dynamics because that is what we believe we deserve. But we all deserve love and warm connections with people. And you also deserve the love you give to others, my friend. Wow, amazing messages coming through the badass movie Dawn of the Dead. If you enjoyed the reading, if it resonated, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment down below. Thank you all so much for being here. I love you all so much, and I will see you on the next video. Bye!